everybody. You'll never know what you'll see in Chile. That last little clip was from an overnight ferry that we took in February in the south of Chile, and the captain saluted another ferry from the same company with a roller of toilet paper blowing off into the wind.
When we talk about things that you never know you'll see or experience, you just don't understand, it makes us think about a conversation we had back in June as we stayed with dear friends there in Pennsylvania. And we were talking about some of the things that are frustrating about our life in Chile, or things that we just don't get. And they said, oh, but your videos always make it seem like life is perfect and you have such a beautiful place to live and all that kind of thing. And we said, yeah, how do we explain? And they said, well, you should make a video that shows some of the real life stuff. And so that's what we're doing. And there's an example behind us. It just, we don't get it. There once was a big central market here, which is a common thing in most of the cities of Chile, and where you buy your produce and your meat and your fish and all of that. And at one point it burned long, long ago, and now it's never been rebuilt. And we're in the middle of a thriving section of downtown, and that area just remains derelict with no real use.
As well, Concepcion has many buildings that still show damage from the October 2019 unrest.
In the Villa of San Pedro, where we live, there are many green spaces, and many of them are very beautifully taken care of by the municipality. But for some reason, the park right in front of our door is almost never mowed or maintained in any way. It's gorgeous to have a park right out the front door, but there's not a lot of ways to use it.
In Chile, unless you live in the country, most every home shares a wall with one's next door neighbor. In our case, we are blessed that the workshop sharing our living room wall is unoccupied. However, the neighbor on the back side has a tarp attached to our bedroom wall that makes a lot of noise when the wind blows.
In previous videos, we've showed you our little house and just how small the kitchen is. And that hasn't been hard to adjust to. Lori does an amazing job of cooking with so small a space. And the bathroom is pretty small too. One thing we haven't shared before is that all the drains in the house come to one common sump in the middle of the floor. And you can usually guarantee, because there are not really any traps on the various drains that come here, you can usually guarantee if you come in here and something smells off, it's because something has sat in that common sump a little too long and hasn't been flushed through with enough water. Or, well, certainly there's one other possibility for a smell that's a little off. If I haven't emptied that can recently enough. You see, like pretty much all of South America, there is no flushing paper here.
One of our favorite things about where we live is being a 5-minute drive from the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean. Our area is black sand beaches, and not far away are rugged, wave-pounded cliffs. The shocking and disappointing part for us is that the beaches are also often illegal dumping grounds. In fact, oceanfront property in our part of Chile is not filled with beach houses and hotels. A trip along the coast road means passing mostly squatter shacks made from cast-off materials.
Another thing that has taken a lot of getting used to is the crime here. We've showed before that everywhere has fences, and as you can see, our fence has sharp spikes on top. And we have also what's called protections, or we call bars, on the windows. And we even had to add them on the second floor after our house was broken into back in 2022.
And when it comes to the crime, something we aren't adjusting to is the fact that the gas station close to our house was robbed at gunpoint. Then, this short walk from our house, a young lady was shot and killed in a road rage incident, all in a country where guns are illegal.
On a lighter note, right now it's summer, but in the wintertime it does get kind of cold here, and our house can be very chilly in the morning until I can get a fire going, and it can take over an hour to get comfortable inside the house.
We do live in a beautiful part of the world, and we do have an amazing life, so we don't want to seem like we're complaining.
But there are so many things. We say, yeah, they make a lot of wine in Chile, but it's not all wine and roses. You see, today's Christmas Day, and that's one of the harder things for us to get used to, is being away from everything that we know at Christmas: the snow, the cold, the family, the friends, all the different traditions. So, yeah, there are many things about the missionary life that are just fabulous, but there are other things that are really hard to get used to. And so from our family to yours at this time of year, Feliz Navidad, or Merry Christmas.
Don't know if I'll make it back home. I'm just stuck